Hello guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Hannah and I form amazing, wholesome, beautiful content on here. Thank you so much for clicking. And if you're new here, kindly join the family by subscribing. Don't forget to press the notification bell so they are notified anytime I post a new video. And if you've been here since day one, God bless you. You know I love you all so much. Thank you very much for being here. So for the title, you can already tell what you're going to talk about. Okay, guys, you need your water, your tea, your snacks for this, okay? But be careful because the story is so funny. You don't want to choke on it, right? So let's just jump right into it. You know, as a little girl, or let me just say, most girls have an idea of what they want their proposals to be like. Others want it simple, others want it complicated. We all have an idea somewhat of how we want our proposals to go like, right? And as a child growing up, I think it just changed for me as and when. Okay. So when little, or let me say in my teens, there's something dramatic, theatrical, you know, it was in my mind. Then, of course, as I grew up, my perspective changed. Just like David said in the Bible, when I was a child, I did things as a child, but when I grew up, you know it. So, yeah. So, when I grew up, my perspective changed. And I just wanted something very quiet, intimate, and with the people that mattered the most. Now, looking at my husband, for some strange reason, I knew that I won't get my dream proposal. I just knew it. One, he is not that kind of I don't know the right word, but he's not he's I don't know. Okay, I just don't know. Well, let me just get into the story. Let me not go ahead of myself. I just knew in my heart of hearts that that kind of proposal, I'm never going to get it. It won't happen the way I'd want it to be. I'm a very romantic person. Oh. I'm a hopeless romantic. Like, I love love, I love romance, I love all of that. But then my mother made me understand something. My head was actually in the clouds at some point in time, and I want to believe it was because of the books I was reading, the movies I was seeing. It just painted this picture of love that was so grand and whatever. I'm not saying if you're a hopeless romantic or if you're into those kind of things, it is bad. But then my mother made me understand that love can come in so many other forms other than the ones that we've pictured in our head. My mother was like, someone expressing his love to you can be providing for you, making sure you're good. He may not be expressive with it, or he may not be expressive with it the way I want it to, but he will express it in other forms, and I should be able to see those other forms and appreciate it as well. And that talk with my mother really brought my head down to actually see that there are people who are not as expressive as I am with my love, but when I sit down to really look at the things that they are doing, I'll see what they are trying to express and I'll appreciate it rather than discarding it altogether just because it's not the way I want it to be or the picture in which I saw it in my head, right? So I thank my mother for that. And I know she's watching this. So, mommy, I love you. So, back to the story. In my heart of hearts, I just knew that nah, I'm not going to get that with my husband, yeah? But I didn't also know how it was going to take place or what was going to happen. But all I knew was that I didn't want any grand thing in it. I just wanted something that was meaningful, that will move me. And in my head, I thought those are the things that will move me. Sometimes I think we don't even know ourselves. So we don't really know ourselves until we find ourselves in certain situations that will really teach us more about ourselves, right? So I remember when it was time for him to go and pay my bride price. Now, where I come from, um, if you want, you can have a ceremony, but normally your husband's people will go to your people and then they'll talk about it. They'll talk about the bride price and everything. They'll give you a list You will choose a date, you go prepare with your people, come and pay the bride price, and that is it. So what my husband did was he actually had a talk with my father at first, and he told my father about his intentions, and my father directed him to the village where he went with his people and saw his mom. So I knew that the time was coming for him to go to the village and pay the bride price. My husband I wasn't seeing any sign of proposal, any sign of nothing. I was like, is that what is going to happen? Is he just going to go and pay? Have I said yes to him? But obviously, I was dating with a purpose. I just don't get up and date for dating's sake. I knew that I was going to marry this guy. And we had dated for so long, 10 good years, so a decade. Well, that is because we started dating at a very, very young age, and there was no way we were going to get married at that age. We had to finish school, get jobs, establish ourselves individually before we actually get married. That is how come it took us a long time. The people who were dating with us at that time, most of them have separated, and they're with other people, they've married other people. So for us to still be together, one of his friends is always saying he admires us for that. Well, I digress. Let me move back to the story. I wasn't seeing any sign of nothing. My husband wasn't even in Bolga at the time. At that time, I was in Bolga. I hadn't even moved to Accra. I wasn't seeing any sign of proposal. I was every day I would get up and look around just to check if something is happening behind me. I was snooping, asking my brothers, my younger brother especially, questions. I wasn't just seeing any sign. And this guy came, went to the village, paid my bride price, did everything. And traditionally, when that is done, you are married. To your people, you are married. But because we are Christians, we decided to bless it in the church as well. So he went and paid my bride price and everything. And I remember when they were paying my bride price, I think I was even in church. We had a program in church, so I was in church. I wasn't even there. I wasn't needed in my where I come from. You don't the woman necessarily doesn't have to be there. It's a thing of families and fathers and uncles and all of that. So you are not really there. And my mother was there, my aunties were there, and that was enough. I was even in church. Okay. So in my head, I was getting mad. I was like, so this guy is actually going to the village to pay my bride price, and there's no sign of proposal. And I was like, at that point, I started thinking, no, this guy, he doesn't listen to me. How on earth am I going to marry a guy who doesn't listen to me or care about my needs? What is the meaning of all of this? I was mad. Honestly, I was so mad. So when he got back from the village, and then he came to see me, and he was just talking. He's saying that yeah, he was very happy, very very more happy than even me. He was saying, "You're now my wife. You're for me now, me and me alone." All these things he was doing, like just joking around for me to laugh. Me, I wasn't laughing. I wasn't laughing because I was like, nah. I'm probably making a mistake by marrying this guy because he has not even asked me. I've told him a couple of times the way I want to be proposed to. He definitely, obviously, doesn't care about me. What am I doing with this guy? It's not too late to. I can just call my house people and tell them that it was a mistake. They should return the bride price. We've not even moved forward. It's still that same day. We can dissolve things. Then I think he noticed my countenance, and then he asked me to pick something from the drawer. I just went and opened the drawer, and I was looking for whatever he was asking me. He said, "Oh, it's a black box. I should just take my time and search for it." And I searched for it and I saw a black box. I was so mad I couldn't even notice that it was a ring box. Okay. And he was like, "Open it." And when I opened it and I turned, hey, look at Uncle. Uncle was kneeling on the floor. Uncle was on the floor. Uncle was on the floor talking about all the things we've been through, everything we've been through. The journey has led us here. and how I am the one for him. I couldn't have it couldn't have been with anyone else. How he loves me so much and he adores me. He just wants to make me happy. Those are the things I could remember. Oh. The rest of the things I can't even remember anything he was saying. And in that moment, I just started crying. It was so intimate and so us and so sacred. It was like just the two of us, something to cherish. He knelt down and he knelt for long, oh, saying his chest matters, saying everything that was on his heart. And I was just crying. And then he put the ring on my finger. And I said, at this point, you can't ask me, will you marry me? Because if you've gone ahead and you've married me already, so I can't even say yes or no. But I was so happy. I was so happy. I felt the joy in my heart. I can't even explain it to you guys. And it just felt like our thing, something to cherish, something to protect. That intimacy, just he and it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And there's no, I wouldn't, I would say I wouldn't have had it any other way because he can definitely do better. I told my husband that I'm expecting another proposal in a grand way, well planned with photographers and all of those things. Yes, I need it to show my children because right now, this is what I can just tell my children happened, but I need them to see what happened and how their dad did things the proper and the right way. So it was just so beautiful, so beautiful, and I loved it. So, guys, that is the end of my proposal story. Oh. That is the end of it, and I'll be ending it right here. So, all I'll say is that whatever form it comes, it is the thoughts and the intentions that actually matter. Okay? All the gra, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It is beautiful, no doubt. Do it your way, but we shouldn't be so centered on what we want that we forget that there are other ways, there are other roads that lead to happiness. It's not just a one way thing. And sometimes we are influenced by the gram, we are influenced by movies and all of that, which is all well and good. But when things don't happen the way we expect it to, we should still find the happiness in the way it comes because it's always beautiful. I didn't get the Instagram, social media type of proposal. But what I got even superseded what I wanted. And I'm glad it happened the way it did. Even though I've told my husband that he's going to propose to me again. Whether I have 5 children or 10 children or whatever, wherever, he's still going to propose again. So guys, thank you so much for listening to this story. I hope you enjoyed it. Kindly share, like, all of the good stuff. Let's interact in the comment section. Let me know which part of this story you loved, and also share with me how your proposal stories went. I would really love to read it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.